a little bit more energy today, although I'm pretty much lethargic all the time now, which is to be expected at this stage where, you know, close to the end, body fat levels are getting low and utilizing pretty much all the calories in my workouts. So just running on vapors the rest of the time, that's okay. It's your hunger that'll get you through to the end at this stage. It all comes down to how bad you want it. If you want it bad enough, you'll deal with it, you know. We just weighed in. I was 206.2, so I'm down 2 pounds from last week. So I'm happy with that progress. Because of that progress, I feel that I don't need to make any changes with my diet. I could make the changes if I want, but then I'm going to run the risk if I go too low with the carbohydrates, I could run the risk of my metabolism slowing down and it could backfire on me in the long term. If you pull the carbs out too much on your 12-week transformation, when you do want to enjoy a meal here and there at the end of the transformation, your body will suck it up like a sponge. So I'm better off keeping the carbohydrates in there and just really pushing it hard and to the max during my workouts to utilize all the calories so I'm burning fat the rest of the time, you know. Just had breakfast now. I'm gonna head to the gym and hit my 25-minute cardio. It's a training day and we're going to be hitting legs. But before we go to the gym, I want you to cut out creatine now. I've cut it out of my diet. The reason being is that I hold a little bit of fluid, and it's very common for you to hold fluid as well whilst taking creatine. It might only take a few days to get out of the system, but I like to play it safe and just take it out a couple of weeks before the end of the transformation. So from now on, no more creatine. You may feel a little bit weaker in the gym, but you're just going to have to be that much more focused. So let's go. Today we'll be incorporating the dramatic training principle again, the DTP, into our workout. We'll be supersetting leg extensions and hamstring curls with 10 sets of varying reps. The rep range for each set will stagger from 50 reps, 40, 30, 20, 10, and then back up, starting with 10 again to 20, 30, 40, and finishing with 50 again. Remember to increase the weight as you decrease the reps, and then decrease the weight as you increase the reps. This sounds more confusing than it is, but just think of it as a pyramid and reaching failure on every set. Ideally, you'll do this as a superset on the machines that are close to each other, like this, just for ease of switching the weight and the convenience of transitioning between lifts. As you can see, to make sure no one takes one of the machines in the middle of my DTP set, I put my water jug on one of them that I'm not using. Now, I don't normally encourage hogging equipment, but in this case it'll completely ruin the progression of this exercise if someone jumps in and takes the machine. I'm only on my third superset and my legs are already on fire. This is definitely not easy, and I've got to shut off my mind and just keep going, and you've got to do that too. My hamstrings are burning just as bad as my quads, and my only saving grace on this whole thing is my quads are able to recover while I'm doing hamstrings and vice versa. This is our fifth set and we're at the halfway point before we start pyramiding back down. We'll be increasing the weight one last time here and only doing 10 repetitions, or at least to failure. This is the beginning of the sixth set where we'll be doing the same weight for the same amount of reps as the last set, and that's 10. Not only does this even out the sets, so you're ending with 50 reps on the 10th, but it also provides 2 full working sets at the heaviest weight to target the slow twitch muscle fibers. Now we'll continue on the last 4 sets while we decrease the weight in the same increments and work our way back up to 50 reps. In between my 9th and 10th sets, I started to feel nauseous and I had to go and throw up. But I'm actually surprised this is the first time during a transformation that this has happened. It might not be the first for you though. You don't always want to push yourself so much to exhaustion that you're getting sick all of the time, but occasionally it proves that you're working hard and putting it all on the line. We're just doing body weight walking lunges just to warm up the knees and then make sure we obliterate the legs with the standing lunges. The whole body is begging for me to give up right now, and I've got to muster every ounce of determination that I can find right now not to give in. I know I can't give in because it'll bother me all day that I quit, and if you find yourself in the same position, just keep going, you'll thank yourself later. This is my last set and you can see that I've made up my mind to finish. Victory will be mine and it will be yours too. This is really a killer, especially when you start going back down and getting back up towards the high reps, because it requires so much oxygen. It really hurts, it kills. You get lightheaded because the blood is all pulled to your legs and you feel sick, you're just sucking on oxygen. That's why I only recommend that you do the DTP, especially on legs, in the latter stages of this transformation. We did 2 isolation movements on the legs, for the quadriceps and for the hamstrings. Then we finished off just with a compound movement, and for that I just did standing lunges just to really hit the glutes and get that compression. Towards the end of the week we'll be flying to Seattle, and from what I understand I'll be actually doing partial squats with Mark Dugdale, the IFBB Pro Professional Bodybuilder that will be meeting up over there. So that's why I wanted to stay away from a lot of compound movements, because my legs will probably still be kind of sore by the time I get to do legs with him as well. I'll be locked in a room with a bunch of half-naked sweaty people. Find out why tomorrow.